là trong 2 năm trước là bà không đi.
Không đi, ở nhà biết.
Ở nhà hả?
So my boat lady yesterday told me she would mind my bike. So I promised her I'd come back today and go for a ride in her boat. So this is the most touristy thing you can do in Hoi An, but nice to have a chat with the lady, and like all these people, she's been doing it very tough. A bit over 2 years ago, I shot a little video right here reflecting on the pandemic that was just starting to take root in Asia. And I am very lucky to be back here, but I am very conscious of the fact that a place like Hoi An has been especially hard hit by this pandemic. For a couple of decades now, the World Heritage listed old trading town of Hoi An has been one of Vietnam's most popular travel destinations. But the international tourist economy was wiped out by 2 years of closed borders. Domestic tourism has been the great saviour in Hoi An. Even that was cut off for large parts of the last 2 years. But it's come to the rescue again now. There were lots of indicators that Hoi An is now bouncing back. Wedding photography is back on the streets, and so is fashion photography. In this case, showcasing Vietnam's exquisite national dress, the áo dài.
Welcome to Vietnam.
Chụp ảnh cho vui hoặc là chuyên nghiệp, làm quảng cáo. Hoi An's legendary tailors and shopping scene are bouncing back too. The old streets are quieter though, and that adds to Hoi An's charm. Prior to COVID, this was the place most often spoken of in conversations about tourism excess and over-tourism in Vietnam. There are real limits to the capacity of a small heritage town, and many believe that the coach loads of large groups were ruining this place. That risk has passed for now, and it will be some time before the large tour groups come back. That makes this a great time to visit. And it also gives you a better opportunity to explore the history. If you're interested in knowing more about Hoi An's days as one of Asia's major trading ports, head over to the Hoi An pages on rustycompass.com. Links below in the description. And check out our previous Hoi An videos on this channel. Mornings at Hoi An Central Market feel as hectic as ever. Trong Covid vặt vả đúng không?
Chưa bàn hơn năm trước.
Chưa bàn.
My new friend in the market, cô tên là gì nhỉ?
Cô tên là Hoa.
Always a delight and fascinating chatting with the ladies in the market.
Làm việc ở đây lâu chưa?
Lâu.
Hoa told me she'd worked in the market for more than 2 decades. And then we had a bit of a chuckle about the unique pronunciation of the local dialect.
Hoi An. Hoi An. Hoi An. Hoi An.
Hoi An và Hoi An. Hoa có đọc xe đọc không?
Có, đọc cho đọc. Đọc cho đọc biết hả? Cho không đi không có.
And if you want to stay on the right side of the ladies in the market, it's always good to buy a few things while you're there.
2.000 được không?
Some of your most memorable Hoi An meals will be had in alleys like this.
Làm cơm gà cho ông Tây.
Làm gà hả?
Cơm gà nhá, nhà má ở đây.
Truyền thống.
Ôi trời ơi, tuyệt vời.
Thêm gà tí được không?
Thêm gà tí thì không tiền. Thêm gà là thêm tiếng.
Cũng được. Super simple. chicken, rice, Hoi An style. Big takeout from my time here in Hoi An is that the international restaurant scene has been pretty much wiped out during COVID, during those 2 years. What's left standing is the stuff that serves locals and domestic tourists. That's the Vietnamese food, the local food.
That's the stuff we love. So prepare yourself for a mandatory voyage into the culinary delights of the traditional Hoi An kitchen. And I reckon Hoi An's very own specialty, Cao Lau, will be a highlight. Chào chị, chị bắt đầu làm chưa?
Bắt đầu làm.
Over the last couple of decades, the world has become very familiar with two Vietnamese dishes, pho and bánh mì. Most people know exactly what you're talking about if you use those words. But I kind of feel like there's another Vietnamese dish that is waiting for its chance on the global stage, and it comes out of this town. Today I've taken advantage of the afternoon lull in this little eatery to grab a bowl of Cao Lau. It's not that I think that Cao Lau is Vietnam's best dish. I wouldn't even care to make a declaration like that. But I just kind of feel like it's so simple, so refreshing, so tasty.
Thank you, em nha.
Welcome. Enjoy your Cao Lau.
The first job with any dish of Cao Lau is to mix it all up. This is the only dish I know in Vietnam that uses this type of rice noodle. And I knock a bowl of this over and normally feel like I'm ready for another one. So good to be cycling through these rice fields again.
My little Hoi An culinary adventure wasn't over yet. I had an opportunity to hang out with my old friend Chef Chan Duc. Duc owns several of Hoi An's best restaurants. Lunch at Duc's place is a fresh flavour festival.
Local eggplant straight from the garden, grilled with fermented tomato sauce, top it with some fermented anchovy straight from the sea, to the kitchen, to your table now. Ta-da!
And after lunch, it was great to sit down for a chat with Duc.
I've been in Hoi An since 2003, so nearly 20 years now. And I started from one restaurant to 4 restaurants. When we have to shut down 4 restaurants with a matter of 3 weeks, and there was no working, no income. Yes, we were devastating along with everyone who involved in tourism. And the people in Hoi An responses by go back to their ancestral land, go back to the rice field, go back to the garden. I'm an emotional person.
This is a guy who wasn't going to let a restaurant smashing pandemic sap his energy and optimism.
I built the back garden from scratch. I incubated lots of plants, and I picked up, I grew this garden. At the same time, I built this beautiful Quang Nam home. At the same time, install a solar system that provide energy. I built my family a organic swimming pool. It's a pool using no chemical, no salt, and using this natural filtering system.
It was so good to catch up with Duc, and we're really looking forward to the reopening of Mango Rooms, Mango, and My Fish later in the year.
Hoi An isn't just an amazing heritage town, it's right by some beautiful stretches of beach.
I guess it's 15 years ago or more that we used to ride along the coast here on a dirt track to places like An Bang. These days, a dual carriageway runs along the coast, and it connects big, heavy-handed hotel and resort developments. Not like these places at An Bang, where things are low-rise and relatively low impact. I'm not as sure how things have worked out for the local fishing communities, but they do still live and work here. These are great places to hang out. And there are great local eateries too. An Bang is a good place to base yourself during the summer months.
So good to be swimming on An Bang Beach again. Last time I swam here was early February 2020. About a week later I flew back to Sydney, back to Australia for a friend's wedding. Then COVID border closures started to kick in. I was stuck there, and a couple of months after that my aorta packed it in, which is why I have a scar on my chest now, and I feel incredibly fortunate. 3 other people in the water right now. Very pleasant morning laps.
An Bang's fishing community might have survived tourism development so far, but this is a tough life and these are rugged men. They head way out to sea in these coracles
Sắp đi đây
for
à?
as long as 12 hours.
Anh muốn on tay giúp không?
Thôi, thank you. Ở nào trường lúc cái việc bảo đêm hả?
And one of them told me a night out might yield a catch worth $20 to $30. And that the catch seems to be falling away each year. Thanks for joining me. And if you'd like to travel some more with us, hit the subscribe button. For independent travel information about Hoi An and Vietnam, head over to rustycompass.com. There are more useful links in the description below. Thanks again and talk soon.